Chapter 11, 73, Crazed Demon Cave. Translator, Atlas Studios. Editor, Atlas Studios. Inside Hafen Grotto Heaven. Tens of thousands of Heavenly Lord Baizu figures floated in the air, looking down towards Chudu. The expression and attitude of the Heavenly Lord Baizu figures were completely different from before. All of their faces were grim and heavy. Chudu, hand over the murderers in Hafen Grotto Heaven. I can spare your life. Tens of thousands of mouths spoke at once. The loud volume reverberated in Hafen Grotto Heaven. Chudu stood on the ground, raising his head and looking. Inner strength, self-detonation. The immortal killer move's range covered the entirety of Hafen Grotto Heaven. Inside the Heavenly Lord Baizu bodies, inner strength was appearing out of nowhere. It expanded until it reached its limit. Next, all of the Heavenly Lord Baizu clones self-detonated at the same time. It was an incredible sight. At once, the overwhelming army was completely destroyed by Chudu in one move. Domination immortal. Outside the Grotto Heaven, Heavenly Lord Baizu's true body frowned as he gritted his teeth, fuming with rage. Not long ago, Heavenly Lord Baizu had received a letter from his tribe. He was informed of Baizu Wei's death. Inner strength, self-detonation. The immortal killer move's range covered the entirety of Hafen Grotto Heaven. Inside the Heavenly Lord Baizu bodies, inner strength was appearing out of nowhere. It expanded until it reached its limit. Next, all of the Heavenly Lord Baizu clones self-detonated at the same time. It was an incredible sight. At once, the overwhelming army was completely destroyed by Chudu in one move. Domination immortal. Outside the Grotto Heaven, Heavenly Lord Baizu's true body frowned as he gritted his teeth, fuming with rage. Not long ago, Heavenly Lord Baizu had received a letter from his tribe. He was informed of Baizu Wei's death. Baizu was naturally very upset and also furious. Baizu Wei was nurtured by him single-handedly. He was like a child that he had raised. To think that after building the tribe and having started building their foundation in Northern Plains, he died. It was truly regretful. Heavenly Lord Baizu quickly noticed that if this matter was not dealt with properly, it would cause a huge crisis. If I do not take down Hafen Grotto Heaven and kill the murderers, my reputation would fall drastically. People would think I am weak. Baizu tribe would be pushed aside. Heavenly Lord Baizu would not allow that to happen. But his earlier call for surrender did not work. Domination immortal Chudu. This person is as tough as a rock on the seashore. Just waves alone cannot stop him. Then let me show him a tsunami. Heavenly Lord Baizu had a firm expression. Inside Hafen Grotto Heaven, Lord Domination Immortal, it is my, Hao Zhen's, greatest honor to be acquainted with you. Lord Domination Immortal, I, Chola Wu, admires you and solely you alone. Somehow, at some point in time, Hao Zhen and Chola Wu were brought into Hafen Grotto Heaven. They were hidden underground after Chudu killed all of Heavenly Lord Baizu's illusory clones that they showed themselves. Originally, they were worried, but Chudu rejected Heavenly Lord Baizu's offer of surrender. With a firm tone, their doubts were dispelled. They felt deep admiration towards him. You too? Chudu faced them, having a sincere expression. You both got into trouble because of me. If I submit to the threat of a rank 8 Gu Immortal and abandon you, I will be letting down my title as the Domination Immortal. That is definitely not my style and demeanor as Chudu. Lord Domination Immortal, what do we do now? Chola Wu asked. Chudu smiled lightly. Don't worry, this Hafen Grotto Heaven is not ordinary. Earlier, I alone was able to defend it. With the help of both of you, we have no worries. Chola Wu and Hao Zhen nodded, but the worry in their faces did not go away. Chudu continued. Of course, simply defending will eventually lead to failure. Right now, we are in a passive situation. I have already sent a letter out. I am inviting friends to fight with Heavenly Lord Baizu once and for all. Hao Zhen and Chola Wu finally cheered up. The former said, Lord Domination Immortal, you can firmly control the situation. We are at ease. The latter added, Fame and reputation attracts people. Relying on Hei Fan Grotto Heaven to defeat a rank 8 Gu Immortal is definitely an incredible achievement. If we use benefits and fame to attract them, Gu Immortals will surely come to help us. Saying this, Hao Zhen and Chou Lao looked at each other before saying loudly to Chu Du, "We are willing to shoulder the cost of inviting help." Domination. Immortal laughed. "No need for that. This was my problem to begin with. How can I watch without paying a price?" Saying this, he held the hands of Hao Zhen and Chou Lao, saying in a moved tone, "Fortune and disaster comes together. Whether it ends up as fortune or disaster will depend on our hard work. If we can defend the Grotto Heaven, I am willing to give up 60% of the space here to both of you. It was fate that brought us together, from today onwards. I hope that the three of us can go through thick and thin together, regardless of poverty or wealth." A huge amount. Chu Du promised that after success, he would give 60% of Hei Fan Grotto Heaven to Hao Zhen and Chou Lao directly. At once, Hao Zhen and Chou Lao's eyes shined. Their hearts were pounding. This was Hei Fan Grotto Heaven. It had no calamities and tribulations. As long as they defended it, Chu Du would give them 60%. They would get 30% each. This was simply a God-sent fortune. Hao Zhen's body shook. He had a look of excitement. Through thick and thin together, regardless of poverty or wealth. Chou Lao was so moved his eyes were red. Meeting Domination Immortal is the greatest blessing in my life. The two of them had no alternatives to begin with. Chu Du not only took them in, he even gave them great benefits. At once their passions were burning. Bzz, bzz, bzz. Waves of buzzing noises entered their ears. A change occurred. Large numbers of distorted shadows appeared in Hei Fan Grotto Heaven's sky. Some even appeared on the mountains and in water. Next, from these distorted shadows, figures of Heavenly Lord Baizu walked out one by one. There were even desolate beasts. Some were ruthless, two-legged beasts, while others were flying with flapping wings. The three immortals had solemn expressions. Heavenly Lord Baizu was an enslavement path cultivator. He could not enter Hei Fan Grotto Heaven, but he could send a large number of desolate beasts in. No, not just desolate beasts, even ancient desolate beasts. There were even ancient desolate plants. Their roots entered the soil as they changed the terrain into their temporary camps. Heavenly Lord Baizu is finally using his true methods. We have to take action. Kill, kill, kill. Chu Du called out loudly. Good, both of you. Go kill these fierce beasts. I will manage the situation. I will prevent Heavenly Lord Baizu's main body from entering the Grotto Heaven. If Heavenly Lord Baizu's true body came in, they could not compete. There was an enormous difference in strength between rank 7 and 8. The reason why Chu Du could resist Heavenly Lord Baizu was because he was using Hei Fan Grotto Heaven as a barrier. Langya, blessed land. Inside the Cloud City's secret room, Fang Yuan was seated as an immortal Gu moved to his side. This immortal Gu, in terms of width and length, was the size of an adult's finger. It was silver and blue in color, shining with bright light. It was like a centipede, but instead of having multiple pairs of legs, it had soft and thin hair instead. This was the rank 7 immortal Gu Sword Eyebrows. At this moment, Fang Yuan was using Sword Eyebrows Immortal Gu to increase his sword path Dao marks. The secret room was dark and eerie, but Sword Eyebrows Immortal Gu was shining with silver light. It was flying around Fang Yuan as it drew a beautiful arc of dazzling light in the darkness. A while later, Fang Yuan stopped his cultivation for now. After the 5th earthly calamity, Fang Yuan had been using Sword Eyebrows Immortal Gu to increase his sword path Dao marks. He also had fixed times for cultivation daily, going to Luopo Valley to cultivate his soul. All in all, Sword Eyebrows Immortal Gu was quite useful, but it was a rank 7 Immortal Gu, unfortunately. Fang Yuan was only rank 6. Using a rank 7 Immortal Gu had a huge burden on his green grape Immortal Essence. Thus, Fang Yuan could not freely use Sword Eyebrows Immortal Gu. It was because his pressure from the calamities had decreased to the extent after the 5th earthly calamity. along with his good financial status in earning immortal essence stones, that he could undergo this cultivation. Oh, Chudu sent a letter. Fang Yuan had just stored sword eyebrows, immortal goo, into his immortal aperture when he felt something. He sensed a letter goo. Through treasure yellow heaven, Fang Yuan retrieved the letter goo. His consciousness entered it as his expression changed. Chudu had told Fang Yuan about the situation inside Heifan Grotto Heaven. He also told Fang Yuan his firm attitude. When Chudu wrote this letter, Heavenly Lord Bai Zhu had not asked him to surrender yet, and had not sent in his army of beasts, but Chudu had anticipated it. In the letter he said, "The might of a rank 8 cannot be resisted. Even with the Grotto Heaven's help, the inevitable failure is only delayed." He is quite aware, I see, Fang Yuan praised before continuing to read. Chudu asked for Fang Yuan's help in inviting reinforcements for him to resist Heavenly Lord Bai Zhu. At the same time, he told Fang Yuan about his following plans. Inviting reinforcements to defend Heifan Grotto Heaven so that Heavenly Lord Bai Zhu could not have any gains was not the important point. The important thing was that other forces in Gu Immortals were not happy with Bai Zhu tribe. As long as Heavenly Lord Bai Zhu realized that he could not continue to attack Heifan Grotto Heaven if he did not return to stabilize the situation, the Bai Zhu tribe that he had worked so hard to create would break apart. That was the only way to get Heavenly Lord Bai Zhu to leave. Lone cultivator Heavenly Lord Bai Zhu did not have this weakness. But after taking over He tribe and creating the Righteous Path Superforce, Heavenly Lord Bai Zhu had to defend it. Undoubtedly this plan would work. It was also the only way to deal with Heavenly Lord Bai Zhu. Fang Yuan had thought of it earlier as well. Chudu's plan and his were the same. Who is Chudu asking for help? This letter shows much confidence, but he is only asking me to go to Crazed Demon Cave to ask for reinforcements. There must be some capable people. Crazed Demon Cave, one of the 10 great fierce areas in Northern Plains. Who was cultivating in seclusion there? Who would make Chudu think of drawing support from their power? Immediately, Fang Yuan felt a strong sense of curiosity. Because Crazed Demon Cave was different from the other fierce areas. If it were Tai Chu, even though it was dangerous, it was still possible for people to cultivate there in secret. Lang Yasek was already doing that now. But Crazed Demon Cave was created by limitless demon venerables single-handedly. The cave was filled with demonic sounds. Other Gu Immortals would go crazy uncontrollably before losing all their senses. In history, even a rank 8 Gu Immortal had lost their reasoning because of it and became a lunatic.